What if God gave you another 40, 50 years, 30 years on the planet? Let's say you're reaching your 50s, or you're in your 50s or your 60s or your 70s or your 80s. Now, how do you want the second half of your life to go, or the rest of your life to go? Do you want to be known as someone who paid attention to their health and was not a burden on society like so many people who do not pay attention on their health? Do you want to be known as someone who, no matter what their finances were before, you're now going to pay attention and do the right thing and get your finances under control? Do you want to be known as a person, no matter what's kind of happened in your life, with relationships, you're now a person who spends the rest of their life building great relationships? All of that is yours, but you've got to decide. Nothing's going to happen without a decided heart. Everything happens with a decided heart. We know on the negative side, right? Average people have decided that average is good enough, and average is overweight, average is deeply in debt. That's the truth. I'm not making things up. It gets worse if you're, middle income or average or less. It gets better if you're above, because it's a decided heart thing. How your mind thinks and your emotions tied to that is how your life is going to go. This is just all facts. I'm just spewing facts. But we're on the subject of finances, and I've talked to you about knowing exactly where you stand. There's some amount of income, if you're watching this, that's coming into your bank account every month. Do you know that specific amount? Are you specifically tracking your expenses? And are you getting rid of non-necessities? I mean, the vast majority of people, truthfully, even average and above, earn enough money. The issue is they spend more than they earn. What if you made the decision that you weren't going to be one of those people any longer? You were not going to be someone who spends more than they earn. That would be a wonderful place to start your journey to getting an A+ in your finances. Don't spend more than you earn. I remember 25 plus or minus years ago when I decided I was always going to get A+ in my finances from now on. I was going to be an outstanding person in terms of the responsibilities I had with my finances. And so I really started focusing on a few things. And one of them was impulse buying. When you eliminate impulse buying, do you need the magazines when you check out at the grocery store? Do you need gum and candy and all these things because you're hungry, or pick up some extra sodas, all things that are bad for your health? Of course, I talked to you about that in the last series of 8-minute calls. But stop your impulse buying. So I literally put Post-it notes to train myself. You see, I'm not a fool. I know I've got to train myself. If I've had a lifetime of doing the wrong thing, now I need to go the other way and start doing the right thing. So you got to train yourself. It's called discipline. And so I put little Post-it notes. You don't need this. You don't need that. Don't spend money on this, or don't spend money on that. And so now, that's not where I really want you to live, but I want you to establish good habits first. I'm going to teach you where I want you to live. I want you in superabundance, just like Jesus said. He came that we might have life, and have it more abundantly. And so I want to teach you that whatever wealth is for you, you can still have it, no matter wherever you are. But you got to start taking control of the little things. And you have to be grateful that you have another day to do something about your finances. Look, you can do it. You just have to have that decided heart. Hey, let's go.